they described a protein targeting warhead. So this is literally what will target the androgen receptor and degrade it. So
do you have androgenic alopecia? Why don't you nuke your androgen receptor?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Next, we have a compound called GT20029, which also sounds very effective. This one is the earliest on in terms of like the potential. Like we don't know whether it's even working or not at this point. It's only been through phase 1 safety trials. They put it on people's heads and people were okay. But it's a really interesting mechanism. So it's a topical androgen receptor degrader. And the even cooler way to say that is it's a proteolysis targeting chimera.
A peptide adjuvant, because it affects the breakdown of proteins, which are peptides.
It's a peptide creating machine.
Yeah. Endogenous peptide upregulator.
Yeah. And it was also really interesting that in the literature talking about the development of this compound, or basically this technology as a whole, because in theory there's applications to more than just hair loss, they described a protein targeting warhead. So this is literally what will target the androgen receptor and degrade it. So
do you have androgenic alopecia? Why don't you nuke your androgen receptor?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, it sounds very cool. It also sounds a little bit scary if it does what it claims, and it has completed phase 1 safety trials as well. So that's pretty interesting.
Presumably it didn't degrade every androgen receptor in the body.
Presumably.
It's been through phase 1 safety trials, but you always have to question, like the dose and then the duration and then an individual sensitivity with any kind of medication. So
the nice thing about this is if it truly works, then it is extremely likely to be highly efficacious. So in a lot of medications, you're really concerned about the efficacy, and a lot of them have dubious efficacy. But this one is likely to work where you're almost more concerned about the side effects.
Yeah, there's a pendulum that sort of swings back and forth. You can make something that is incredibly effective, like cancer treatment, but then you're going to also kill the patient. That's not good. And you can make things that are safe treatments, but that are not particularly effective. And I think it's nice to see all these multiple mechanisms coming together. It's very similar to what you see now in blood pressure management or diabetes, where it's like a little bit of each vector goes a longer way with a better side effect profile than just mega dosing something or drinking liquid minoxidil like some kids are doing now. But don't do that.
Yeah, that's a good summary. For a lot of conditions, including hair loss, the best regimen or the best protocol is likely multiple different vectors. That being said, I'm hoping that there's no post-warhead syndrome in the future. That would be an interesting
PWS.
one. Yeah, PWS, post-warhead syndrome.